You know, friends, in life, there is no self made. There are just people who have been helped at some point in their lives. And I am one of them. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a person who is dear to me, about a person I love very much, about a person who inspires me every day. I'm going to talk to you about my mentor. This lady has been my mentor since 2017 when I met her in Margate, England. When I saw her in a shop, an African shop, at that moment I was looking for a mentor. I wanted to have a mentor, and we talked, and then she told me something that I will never forget. She told me, "Follow me and I will make you." Yes, I say it today, because this lady has contributed a lot for me to be the fulfilled woman, fulfilled in business, fulfilled in marriage, fulfilled in my life. I owe her a lot. Okay? And today I will present to you 5 pieces of advice from my mentor, Mrs. Nkechi Okorocha. We call her National Nkechi Okorocha. You will see the images that will pass. I am making this video also as a tribute to this woman. I think we should celebrate ourselves being alive, okay? I think we should appreciate ourselves being alive. And I appreciate her immensely. And I just want to show the world how much I have gained from this woman and that she can also hear it herself. It's common. Follow the French. So, what are the 5 tips from my mentor, who challenged me that I would like to share with you? I am sure that these pieces of advice will also teach you, will boost you, will help you. What is the first piece of advice? It is always to have a goal. She would always tell me, "My superstar, you must have a goal. What is your goal?" So, you must have a goal. You must have a short-term goal. She told me, to boost you quickly, your goal must be short-term and achievable in the short term. I remember when I was with her in England, we were on my quests to America. One day, she said to me, "If only you manage to reach such a figure, what will you do with that money? What will your goal be after having that money?" I looked around me and I realized that my son wanted to have a bike, and I couldn't buy this bike because I didn't have any money. I told him, "I wish I could buy a bike for my son without having to ask too many questions." She told me, "Go write down this goal and stick it where you can. And every time when you look at it, you will see how it will boost you." That's what I did. I wrote down the goal, I stuck it everywhere. And every time when I saw that, it gave me the motivation to get up, to work, to face any obstacle that could come my way, to persevere no matter the ambushes on the path, because I wanted that. After a certain time, I would be able to buy a bike for my son without having to think too much. And guess what? The time that was set, I managed to make the amount of money I wanted. And I bought this bike for my son, and he was so happy. And I sent the photo to my manager, my chin. I told her, "Look," she said, "well done. Well done, you made it. I'm proud of you." It means that I only had this joy, and it made me realize that this is success. That's success in life. It's the sum of these little achievements, put together that give us joy and allow us to appreciate the journey. Okay? The second advice that my director, my mentor, always told me, she would say, "Do not listen to bad advice. Do not listen to people who have failed. People who have failed have nothing to teach you. You want to succeed, you do not want to fail. So seek advice that shows you how to succeed." Okay? She always used to tell me, for every bad word that is sown in your mind, 10 good words are needed to dethrone the bad word. But how will you manage to have 10 good words? It's difficult. So it is your responsibility to protect yourself from listening to bad words, from listening to negative feedback, not to listen to testimonies of people who have failed while you have made the decision to commit to a business and to succeed in this business, because it will affect you psychologically. And every time I wanted to deviate a little, she would tell me, "Remember, remember, remember." And I followed you. I followed this advice. It is this advice that allowed me to shine in business in England. It is this advice that still allows me until today to shine in my businesses. People often ask me, "But Mad Kareem, how do you do it? Everything you touch, you succeed. everything you touch, you come out on top. No, it's because I respect this kind of advice. When I made the decision in the end to engage in a business venture and to succeed in that business, I put all the odds in my favor in order to truly succeed. The third advice my manager used to give me was that she used to say to me, we can have everything in life. We can have faith, family, and money. She always used to tell me that. And remember, at that time, I was not yet married. I was not yet married. I was engaged, but I was not yet married. And she always told me that a fulfilled woman must have a good relationship with her creator, must have her family. Because in the end, we are always better off with family. We always have more trust in our family. It's your family who sees you in good times and bad. It's your family who brings you that smile. So a fulfilled woman must have her family. She must know love. And then she must have her money. She must have her money. She must have her money. She always used to tell me it's possible. One day she called me. She said, "What are you doing today?" I tell her, "Well, with you, I do nothing. I am free." She says to me, "So I will come pick you up and I will take you somewhere." I say, "Okay, Mom." She comes, she picks me up from my place, and she takes me somewhere. She says to me, "I will show you something." Because every time I tell you, get up, work, be brave, do not expect everything from the state. Do not expect everything from one man. You yourself must be able to earn money. I will show you something today. We went, and she showed me a house she had bought and had rented out in England. A beautiful house. When she showed me, she said, "This house, it's my name that is written on it. My name, it's not my husband's name. It's not one of my children's names. It's not my sister's name. It's not my father's name. It's my name that is written on it. And I am proud of myself because it's thanks to my activities. It's thanks to my ability to save. It's thanks to my ability to understand life." At one point, I said to myself, I'm going to buy this house. It will be my property as a woman. And that day, when I saw that, I had what is called a mindset shift. Something happened in my head. I thought to myself, wow, here are the women. Here are the women. It must be known that my godmother is married to a doctor who has his own clinic in England, and his clinic is located in one of the cities where only the bourgeois live in England. They are based in Kent. In Kent. So her husband, he has quite a bit going on. Her husband, he is established. But at one point she said, "It will not be my husband's money that will make me financially stable. It will not be her husband's money that will enable her to achieve a certain level of wealth." She got to work. She rolled up her sleeves, and she managed to buy her own house, which she rented out. When I saw that, I said, "Mom, myself, I will be like that one day. Myself, I will be like that one day." From that day on, I learned to manage my money with passion, to save money, to maintain my savings account, to be interested in real estate investment. Do you see? Always at the family level, because she said, you can have it all: faith, family, finances, and money. My boss, my mentor. She is a happy woman in her home. I had the opportunity to be around her. We usually had meetings every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we would go to her house, and she would provide for us. I really appreciated those moments. So I had the opportunity to see what kind of woman she is. Her husband, me. I announced to her that she loved pre-cooking for me. She goes to the kitchen, she makes dishes from their home, like the orbona soup, the igotzi. Do you see that kind of cuisine? She loved me at her age, okay? She keeps her house, she welcomes her husband, she takes care of her husband. Her husband is her best friend. But she has learned to develop this relationship with him because no couple is perfect. No couple lives on the star. Every couple has its own realities. But depending on how you're going to lead your couple, you will live a constant honeymoon. And that's the case with this woman. She has learned to develop that with her husband. Her husband respects her. Her husband honors her. Her husband accompanies her in her activities. Her husband propels her, and it helps her to go even further. On the family level, again, there was this story with her son that really struck me. I talked to you about this story in my book, Proclaim Your Business. I have told you about this story in my book, Proclaim Your Business. All her children are doctors. It is the grace she had. Her husband is a doctor. All her children as well. They are doctors, confined today in England. And she has one of her sons particularly who was very turbulent during his childhood. He was so turbulent that when invited the three children of the family to take off for him AB birthday party, it was written on the invitation that this child in particular is not invited. This means that the family had to make arrangements for the other two to go to the party and the other to stay at home. Imagine to what extent this child was. But she had decided that her child would succeed. And she always told us that she planted good seeds in the mind of this child. She would say to this child, "You will succeed. You will make me proud. You will make your father proud. What do you want to do in life?" And one day he said, "I want to be a doctor." And what did she do? She bought the doctor's coat for that child and all the equipment, the tools of a doctor that she put on the child. And when she put them on the child, she would say, "You are my doctor. You will be called a doctor." She instilled faith in this child. You know what happened? When the child reached adulthood, he was going to take the entrance exam for one of the top medical schools in England. When the results came out, the school informed the family that the child had not passed the exam. And the mother, at this point, she says, "No, my son has succeeded. I know my son has succeeded. I will accept that my son has not succeeded on one condition, that you present me with his proofs and his composition sheets with the corresponding grades." And the school says, "But we never do that. We give the results and then move on." She says, "Yes, but this case is different. In your regulations, we have the right to request the production of the composition papers and to have that. So I want to have these elements." The school turned, she said, "But madam, why do you want that? He can come back next year. He can go elsewhere." She said, "No. We have prayed for this school, and the child will enter this school this year." So the school was obliged to provide the sheets. And while they were providing them, they themselves realized that indeed there was an error and that the child should normally be eligible at school. And do you know what happened? This school apologized profusely, asking for forgiveness. "Really, excuse us. Sorry, we will welcome him. We will take him in." This child today has become a doctor in England. And not just any doctor. He is one of the influential doctors, frequently invited to national television channels in England. He is even one of the spokespersons for the NHS in England. Applaud for my principal. Applaud for my mentor. Yes, why? Because she understood certain things. She understood certain things. You know, my mentor wrote a book. She wrote a book. When I saw that she wrote this book, I said, I must have this book. She wrote this book. Who says you can't have it all? The title says a lot. Who says you can't have everything? You can have it all. Faith, family, finances. She wrote this book. And this book shows you exactly the steps you need to follow to have everything. Because very often you have people who succeed in business, but fail at the family level. When we look at their children, we say, this is a total failure. When we look at their couple life, total failure. But she says, who says you can't have it all? You can't have it all. I invite you to order your book. I have taken several copies. I've taken up to 5. I have taken several copies because I know that here in Canada there are people who will want to have the book, and I could easily ship the book to them for the damn sum of 20 euros. Okay? 20 euros. And then I'll ship it to you. It takes a few days to arrive. If you are in Canada and the United States, in all of North America, I can simply serve you. So my friends, it's just incredible. So let's continue. The fourth point on the council. What I learned from my director, from my mentor, is that in business, we don't do things by chance. You always have to target an area of influence. I remember one day in our mentoring sessions, she asked me, what is the area where you want to have the most of your clients? I said, I don't know, anywhere. My clients can come from anywhere. She said, no, we don't do business like that. You have to define the area where you want your clients to come from, and you will develop strategies to attract clients from that area. And even in your prayers, for those who pray, she said, and even in your prayers, you will pray that people from that area notice your product and quickly come to buy the products from you. I said, wow. I said, okay, how do we do it? She said, you take the map of your country, of the country you are in, of the continent you are in, or the area you want to influence, and you define the places that interest you. You will seek knowledge related to these places, the population number, buying behaviors, the type of people who are there. What do people consume there? All this information will help you refine your offer for that area. I assure you that from this day on, I decided to follow this advice. Every year, I determine the country where I want my products to be consumed, the country where I want to have major partnerships, and I assure you that this is how I succeeded in advancing in my business. I remember one year I had decided I want Gabon, I want Ivory Coast. That year I opened my businesses in Gabon and Ivory Coast. Another year I decided on Benin. And it must be known that I was very afraid of Benin because today, when you open a WhatsApp group, the marabouts usually enter the WhatsApp group is the people of Benin. So it scared me. And I'm telling you that I had when even said Benin is a country that interests me because its population is large and Benin has a digital awareness, okay? Digital is developed in Benin. So what happened? It is that this same year, I developed my business at the level of Benin with full of juicy partnerships. So here's a tip for those who are in business and who want to succeed in business. The fifth advice I took from my director, my mentor, was to know how to celebrate your successes, to know how to celebrate your success. My director has this usually every end of the month when she has her report of the activities and she has the report of what she was able to achieve during the month. She will treat herself to a glass of champagne. She's going to go in a super, very chic restaurant with a very nice pair of shoes, very nice bag, but then very nickel, very beautiful and all that, driving her Range Rover, and she's going to go taste your glass of champagne just with herself or with one of her mentions, or else with one of her children or with her husband. But very often it's even just with herself because, hey, she wants to celebrate herself. She wants to appreciate the work she had to do, and she still wants to develop the energy necessary to attack the following month. And she told me, what makes you feel good? What do you like? From time to time, give yourself what you love. Offer yourself what you love. Have fun. You have worked a lot. Reward yourself. And when I have learned to apply that, it still gave me the nyack to get more. The nyack to desire more, the nyack to start this experiment again. And I see how my activities continue to evolve. So friends, I'll stop there. I can give you at least 100 tips like that because I had time to digger, to take from my director, to take more of my director. For those who are interested in the book, I will leave you the link in the video description. You can order your book and have it, okay? When you go have your book, say yes to my director and tell her you come from Matt and Kareen. I would be very happy. And also, it will make him understand that I honor him everywhere. And it makes pleasure. It is always a pleasure for leaders to know that the people they have held by the hand, these people honor them, whatever the weather, whatever the season, what. Thank you again for your attention for this video. Thank you for staying until the end and savor everything I shared with you. Thank you for those who will honor my mentor, my director, by taking his book. We meet in another video, friends. Goodbye. There you go. Choose MC Home, your new real estate agency. We put at your disposal apartments ultra-modern furnished along the main roads. Enjoy a secure, fully equipped frame with speed internet coverage for an unforgettable stay. Reserving in Cameroon plus 237,676 51787 in Côte d'Ivoire plus 225 788 75 2407. MC Home, make yourself at home.